Hey guys, this is Cam315 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And I'm back with some more CW content. And that means another new CW show, another Arrowverse show, whatever you want to call it, in these or on the CW, and that is obviously the show Superman and Lois, which came out yesterday. And to say that I was very much impressed and very much like happy to see where this is going. I very much liked it. I'll only be talking some spoilers here. This is kind of like just kind of my thoughts and my review. But I really did like the pilot episode to this show, and I feel like this show looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting to good show. And it definitely started off really well. Like I've been looking at other people's reviews. Other people's reviews were just like, that was not bad. That was actually really freaking good. So obviously a good start to this Superman show, which is different than most other Superman media we get, whether it's evil Superman or just your typical Superman. This is a Superman, you know, that has kids and now is learning how to be, I guess you could say, a dad in a way, in terms of how to manage his teenage sons, of splitting his superhero life to his family life, which is what I saw was very big in this episode, of the fact, and what I'm guessing is going to be about this season, revolving around the season, as well as the main plot going on along in this in the show, is just the aspect of family in it. I really did like hold on, as I bring up the actors, I'll be right back for a quick second. Okay, back from that quick break, but for I would say for the cast of characters, Tyler, Hochulin and Bitsy Tulik. I don't know if I'm saying their names right, their names or their last names right. We've seen them in past Arrowverse shows, mostly the crossovers, as well as when they always came over for the Supergirl episodes from time to time. When Supergirl was going on, they finally got their own show. And, again, like I said, I really did like this freaking, episode we got here. It started off with the origin story, with just essentially just runs you down the fact of, okay, this is a Superman storyline. You know this, you know that. We're going to give it to you and stuff like that. Obviously, things from Crisis on Infinite Earth, which was, I would say, probably one of the worst slash lackluster, crossovers the Arrowverse has ever done, in my opinion. Like, even looking back at Crisis, I still think, the hype they gave, I was really hyped, and I remember being utterly disappointed watching Crisis, on Infinite Earths. You know, Regardless, there are some implications there, especially when it regards to the villain Superman goes up against in this episode, which we'll speak into later. But like I said, Clark is essentially trying to manage his superhero life with his family life and everything. He's got two teenage sons, Jordan Kent and John Kent. John, who is a football, I guess you can say, football stud. And then obviously you have Jordan, who is kind of a socially awkward type of kid who also kind of has some, mental issues going on. And obviously it was insane to see. And the thing is, we know is that, he has a connection to, Clark has a connection to his sons, but not much, because he wasn't usually there for his sons and stuff like that. And that's when you have Lois always saying, like, I want you to be more there for the family, more there for the son. She understands, like, he's got to do the Superman stuff, but at the same time, she wants to put effort into being there for the family and stuff like that. which was pretty interesting because we see later on in this episode Lois's father, General Lane, who I don't know much about Superman comics, but when I watch reviews, I'm guessing, he used to always be an antagonist to Superman, but here I guess he knows the identity and he is essentially, I guess you can say buddy cops with him. You have this funny, you have this very interesting discussion when her dad goes up to Lois and she's like, listen, you know, you may think you married Clark Kent, but you married Superman, because it was a whole scene where, he was showing him footage about obviously the character, the enemy of the episode. Here, I'm guessing it was the main enemy of the episode. And Lois sees this, he's like, he's not doing the Superman stuff. He's here for family reasons and stuff like that. It was very interesting. The episode, it was interesting because you have them go back to Smallville, which is a whole thing of what Clark is trying to find out, like why, especially after his mother's death, Martha Kent. Just think of Martha. I just think of the fucking famous ass fucking line from Batman v Superman. I fucking swear. Do not remind me of that shit. Anyways, we see Martha Kent pass away in this episode due to a stroke, and he goes back to Smallville, and Clark, throughout the episode is trying to find out, like, why did she want me to come back here? Why did she want me to come back to Smallville? At the same time, you have the kids side plot finding out, like, why, we can't go into the barn. We later find out, well, obviously, guess what? They come across his ship eventually later too. It also brings the thing even before, during, I guess you could say, the after party, the funeral. They go into the kids, Jordan, Jonathan, and Sarah, who is going to be a love interest, I'm guessing, to Jordan, and going to the shed, and as they're trying to, I think, turn on the power or something like that, these metal beams fall on. We later find out, because we see Jordan throughout the episode, like, yo, something's up. There would have been no way we should have survived that. We would have been we should be worse hurt than that. And obviously, the thing is, we're finding out, we see early in the episodes, like, Clark, him and Lois, Clark doesn't want to tell the kids, that they potentially might have powers. They think, it could obviously be, John Kent, because of his football, obviously what he's doing for football and stuff like that, and the fact that he made a football team at quarterbacks at starting quarterback at a freshman. So they think he could have his powers, but we later find out that it was actually Jordan Kent who's got the powers first. Now I feel like Jonathan's going to get powers later on. It would only make sense. It's like, why, still, it would make complete sense. Like, usually when you have superhero couples, they usually get the powers if they're twins, or if there's two kids other than one. But I feel like Jonathan's powers will develop later on to the episode and stuff like that. And then that whole scene when he tells them, like, yes, I'm Superman. The acting was really well done. I was honestly like, good God. And the one thing too, what I do like is, they have some of these tropes, like some of the other Arrowverse shows, like, for example, hiding the identity, but usually in other Arrowverse shows, like The Flash and even Arrow, when they did it third times, they would hold on, and then you would have an arc where, oh, guess what? When the character finds out, they get pissed off at the person for not telling them, and they have some sort of, arc where they have to try to get their friend or their love interest on their good side after finding out their big bad secret, which I guess you could say isn't kind of real, because let's be honest, if in a real life sense, if you found out, like, oh, your friend or the person you love is a superhero, you would think, guess what? Okay, I guess he's a superhero, and now I know. But here they do it where, the kids are upset at Clark for a period of time, and then after a crazy event happens, in this canyons where, Jordan gets a little bit too frisky and kisses Sarah, a girl who's into, we later find out that she actually has a boyfriend, which, oh, what a fucking coincidence. She has a fucking boyfriend. When it looked like, oh, it looked like she was fucking single to begin with. But regardless, you have him show up after that whole pretty good action scene with the one metal man dude in the suit. You have him come in the nick of time to be able to, be there for his kids. And then obviously you see that, he's going to try to put more, devotion to saving, the world, being Superman, as well as being, being Clark Kent, his father's side. We also do get an interesting thing talking about Morgan Edge and why he's doing what he's doing, because we see, Clark get fired from the Daily Planet. He's trying to change how things are operating and stuff like that. He's also very intrigued, and for some reason, in Smallville, also we see that there were like dirty loans or something like that, because the thing was, Martha set up the fact that if they sell the house in Smallville, it would be enough for, Clark and Lois to pay for like funds for their kids to go to college and everything. But eventually they come to the realization, Clark comes to the realization, I don't think she wanted me to sell the house. I think what my mom wanted me to do is actually come back to Smallville and live here. And that's what they plan on doing. And they even have a talk with the kids at the end of the episode, like, hey, we're thinking about, potentially staying here, permanently. Would that be fine with you? And obviously the kids were like, well, we might have to think about it. And, Clark's like, all right, that's fine. We can talk about this at dinner. And I do like the fact, and I really did like the conversation he had with Jordan, at the end of the episode, when he's like, he was relating to him and his father, telling in a contrast way. And he essentially was like, look, I'm not the best guy at doing this. I predominantly been a superhero saving the world 24/7, but I'm going to try my best to be the best dad I could possibly be. We did get an Injustice reference because early in the episode, someone's playing Injustice. I'm guessing, in terms of other things we saw, obviously they're gonna have Sarah Cushing probably be the love interest to Jordan Kent, which eventually is gonna probably happen later down the road. She's right now dating. They talk at the end of the episode where he apologizes for what he did. Again, I can't blame him. If he's into a girl and it looks like the girl's into him, of course, why not try to kiss him? But that's going to be obviously the relationship development that they're going to build up. Speaking about them, I honestly didn't find them as nuisance. Usually kid characters, teenage characters are bitches and they honestly get annoying, but I didn't find the kids annoying at all. And I'm going to like to see how this relationship with Clark and his kids grow as they learn more about him, Superman. Will Melissa Benoist come on the show as a guest, role, and maybe show her Supergirl side of herself? And then they're gonna be like, well, guess what? Your auntie's got the same thing as me too. Don't know. That's up to the CW if they want to have a, I guess, crossover episode where they want to have that. I hope, one of these days, if this does eventually get another season and everything, the fact that maybe they will bring, Melissa Benoist as just a special guest and be like, oh, would you care to do just this one thing in this one episode, and you can go on and do your other lead duties and stuff like that. Which again, I would be cool. I would be happy to see her on Superman and Lois, and want to see her interact with her nephews. That would be cool. Which again, it sucks that in this pandemic, I feel like we could have got another a Superman Supergirl crossover here and there, as well as stuff like that. But obviously, it's not gonna I guess happen because of obviously the pandemic and everything. But anyways, other than that, the last bit of the episode revolves around this very mysterious character, and we see his name is Captain Luthor, which I'm guessing this is Lex Luthor. Now, if you're wondering, wait, we already have a Lex Luthor. That's John Cryer from Supergirl. Why doesn't he just come over and be the predominant Lex Luthor? Well, from what I've seen from other people's videos, the theory is the fact that this Lex Luthor or this Captain Luthor is a Luthor from a different Earth, and whose Earth got destroyed because of Crisis on Infinite Earth, and he wants to get revenge on Superman for essentially taking out his Earth. So yeah, we also do find out in the one instant where he used the kryptonite on him in their fight, that was the last shot of kryptonite. So obviously he's gonna have to try to find some more and stuff like that. Yeah, so other than that, I thought, it was a great start to a premiere, a great show, or a great start to this show that seems like it's going to be really good. I can't wait for more, so expect more weekly reviews for Superman, Superman and Lois. I very much enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see. Again, I thought Tyler did a really good job here. Like, he did a really good job here. And stuff like that. I know some people were not high on him being Superman, but I thought he was fine. I very much enjoyed his performance. He does make a good Clark Kent, I will say. And he does, and I will say this: he does look nice in the suit. Again, I will further point out the evidence. I'm like, bruh, these future Arrowverse shows are looking much more better than say Flash and Supergirl do now. Definitely from what we're seeing from the Flash is looking better. Black Lightning, this Stargirl. Now you could say, well, they got a bigger budget and obviously they put more things into it, but it's like, bruh, can Flash get this type of freaking shit, please and thank you? I'm like, heck, I did like Supergirl's, costume, but I'm like, god dang, Superman's costume looks so much better. But yeah. Anyways, that's kind of all I want to say. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comments section your thoughts on the premiere episode of Superman and Lois. I'm trying not to call it Lois and Clark like that old Superman show. Trying my best not to call it that, but yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. And until then, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.